Hi guys, Warshak here. Flipping heck, I've got a couple of things to say about this book. This is then Superman issue number 1 from Michael Bendis, following on from his Man of Steel arc, which Yellow Flash has been reviewing and revealing has been pretty regressive and pretty awful, as I suspected it would be, which is the reason why I only purchased issue number 1 of that arc. Okay, before I get into the video, then into that's going to be a rant. I've got so many different issues with what's going on here. I just want to say thank you to the amazing Adam for pointing out that using headphones is going to improve the sound quality on my videos. I'll leave a link to his channel down below, and also to In These Goings Down, a top Comicsgate reviewer and social political commentator, you could perhaps call him, who needs to get more subscribers. He does a lot of good stuff on YouTube, and I don't think a lot of people know about him, so I'll put a link to his channel down below. Okay, so Superman issue number 1, let's get into the book. We begin with a nice summation here of what's been going on in Man of Steel. It appears that Supergirl was the hero of that series. She defeated the bad guy. I don't know what Superman was doing, maybe he was just stepping aside and letting the new generation of female superheroes do the job that men used to do. Anyway, so Supergirl was the hero in his book, in Superman's Man of Steel book. She beat the bad guy called Rugal Sar. He's gone off to the Phantom Zone. Yeah, it's normally the Phantom Zone, isn't it? So what's happening next in Superman's life? Well, his dad has come back, and his dad has taken his son across the galaxy to help him find his way as a man. Isn't that your role, Superman? You are Superman. If anyone should know how to be a man, it's Superman, right? I guess not. Okay, we know how the progressives see fatherhood today. They want to take men away from their children. They want them to be indoctrinated by the state, the matriarchal welfare state, as I often coin it here on my YouTube channel. A soft, a progressive masculinity, which even Fanskyver calls soy boy masculinity. And I don't think it's a coincidence that Lois Lane has agreed to go with her son. And I also suggest that it's the grandfather taking a role, because the grandfather would be obviously an elderly gentleman, probably from the 1960s boomer generation, the John Lennon generation, the peace and love, no border generation. And talking about no borders, that actually plays out later on in the book when Martian Manhunter turns up to demonize them. Really happens, and I'll show you that in just a minute's time. So Superman has lost touch with them. The man who cannot teach his son how to be a man has lost touch with them. I guess they only had one mobile phone, and he's got to zoom around the galaxy to find his family. That's the story here. God, Bendis, what are you doing? I have no idea where I'm going. Yeah, I get that impression. Is that Superman talking, or is that Michael Bendis talking? So he's flying around the galaxy. Superman's pretty fast, but it's a big old galaxy. It might take him some time to find his family. And as he's flying around, he bumps into various aliens who are trying to invade planet Earth, and he stops them. But the more he does it, the less it means. And I think that this is in many ways just Michael Bendis realising that the book itself is quite boring, it's quite talky, not a lot's going on, so he's got to throw in these alien threats every now and then just to keep your interest as a reader. Okay, so the art, of course, by Evan Weiss is glorious, fantastic. I bet he'd beat me on the hashtag Comicsgate bench press challenge. He'd be the new leader of Comicsgate. That's a joke, by the way. Okay. Soon backwards in time. Superman has a little chat with his wife here. She's a mainstream media journalist, and her job, her role in life today is to destroy successful, wealthy people. That is the role of the mainstream media today. It's not to just give you the news as it is, but it's to propagandise you and to attack all opponents of the institutional left. So she's talking about the only way I'm going to really hurt Lex Luthor is in the wallet. So she's basically trying to destroy the life of a capitalist straight white male. Of course she is. She's a mainstream journalist. And she gets a loving embrace and kiss from Superman there for all her efforts to destroy a man's life. Okay, here's his relationship with his son then. This is not about negotiation. This is not about discussing different topics and reasoning things out. It's not about teaching your son how to be a good negotiator, which you obviously need as he progresses into adulthood. It's about telling him what to do like an authoritarian dictator. He doesn't want to go to school. Of course he doesn't want to go to school. School's horrible because it's an indoctrination centre of the progressive left. He's calling it torture. And look what he's saying to him. It's school, you have to go. You're going to school. That's not how you reason, with your children. It's going to be very frustrating to them. It's not teaching them how to navigate the adult world, or particularly of business. It's awful. And also, Superman does have the option to homeschool his kid, but he prefers his kids to be indoctrinated by the matriarchal welfare state, the schooling system as it is today in America. And I think that's quite telling from Bendis, that he doesn't get why a child would be so eager to not go to school. Did anybody enjoy their school days? I certainly didn't. All the garbage that you learn there, filling your head full of progressive nonsense. It's a prison. That's what school is. But Superman doesn't care. He doesn't even want to discuss it properly, and he's not teaching his son. So perhaps it was a good idea for his son to be taken away from him, because Superman obviously doesn't know how to be a man. This is not how a man should be talking to his son. Right. Oh, this was interesting. The Fortress of Solitude is no more. Turn the page. Oh, it's back again. Why would you do that? This kind of writing is really frustrating for the reader, because you're thinking, oh my God, it's gone, no more. The Fortress of Solitude, I thought it'd be there forever, and now it's destroyed. And if you just bring it back in one page, you're negating everything, really, aren't you? You're saying to the reader that nothing matters. It doesn't matter what happens, because I can fix everything. I can change everything in a second. It's the same with the constant alien threat that pops up in this book as well. None of that matters, because the aliens aren't threatening. It's just a joke. Yeah, does Bendis know what he's doing here? This is pretty awful. And here's Superman, Clark Kent, in his day job. I guess he's doing a hit piece on Comicsgate, probably. His wife is doing a hit piece on Trump. He'll be doing the hit piece on Comicsgate. And he's founded by a bunch of soy boys. Here comes the Martian Manhunter then, to pop up and demonise capitalism and the concepts of borders. Here we go. Someone needs to tell this entire world what they have built here. With borders and money and war, it's garbage. We can be a global community. We can be a galactic community. God, that sounds like some young progressive talk on Twitter, doesn't it? The idea that borders are evil, money is evil, and the borders and money causes war. No, borders protect countries, protect people from alien invasion. This entire book's about alien invasion. Maybe that's why he's negating the threat of alien invasion, because Bendis can't see an alien invasion as ever being, real. If he lived in Europe, he'd know what an alien invasion looks like. It's not somebody from planet Mars. It's somebody from Islamic countries. I'm afraid that's the truth. That's what's going on at the moment. Yeah, maybe Bendis needs to spend a little bit of time in Belgium and France in one of the multicultural communities. That would open his eyes, and then he would not be talking like this about borders being evil. And money, their money just global capitalism, isn't it? The left are really against capitalism. They want to bring in their utopia of communism. And if Bendis is so against money, I'll do him a favour. I won't be buying any more of his comic books. I hope that helps you out, Mr. Bendis. If you don't like the idea of money, I won't be giving any more of my money to you. And can we be a global community? No, we don't want a new world order, do we, Alex Jones? No, we don't. We want countries, we want nationalism. That's what we want. So Superman's going to think about being an agent for the new world communist order, but nothing is really happening at all in the book. It's a bit boring, and I'll do a spoiler now. So I'm going to spoil what happens at the end of the book. Bendis is aware that Superman was flying around, that the alien invasions were not very threatening at all. He sprinkled his liberal, progressive, regressive propaganda throughout the book, but narratively speaking, for the reader, there's not a lot to get excited about. So what has he done? He's brought the Phantom Zone to Earth. So something to look forward to in issue number 2. But not really, because the alien threat was not very threatening. The fortress of Solitude can be rebuilt in the turning of a page. So I guess the Phantom Zone coming to Earth can be fixed pretty easily as well. This is pretty poor writing from Mr. Bendis. Apart from the progressive programming, I couldn't really get a lot more out of it. Even if I was on the regressive left, and I was a big Democrat and I didn't believe in borders and didn't believe in countries, I thought that the means of exchanging value in using money was a bad idea. If I was all about that, I would still be saying to you that this is a pretty boring comic book from a writer who appears to be all over the place and doesn't really know what he's doing. So that's my take on the book. I won't be buying issue number 2. How do you guys put up with Brian Michael Bendis? It's not good. It's not good at all. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. This is obviously just my opinion. I'm looking forward to hearing yours. So that's it. I'll wrap up the video right here. Oh, and last thing. If you want something that's genuinely subversive, genuinely challenging the institutional establishment, regressive left, then please check out my new book. It's called Invasion of the Red Light Spiders. You can read the first part for free on your iDevice immediately. It's on Amazon Kindle. I'll leave a link to it down below, and I'd really appreciate it if you at least check it out, see if it's your kind of thing. So that's it. I'll end the video. Thanks for checking it out. Please like and subscribe. And again, in these comings down, check out his channel. And thanks, Adam. Hopefully the audio is a lot better on this video, and if it is, it's all down to Adam. So cheers, take care, later.